When the power goes out during winter, most people have less than 2 hours before hypothermia becomes a real threat. But what if I told you that 9 simple items could be the difference between survival and tragedy? In this video, we're breaking down the exact FEMA-approved emergency kit that emergency responders recommend for every household. You'll discover which tools actually work when the grid fails, why most people overlook the most critical items, and exactly how to prepare before winter hits. If you're serious about protecting your family when disasters strike, you're in the right place. Welcome to Crisis Horizon, where we cut through the noise and give you actionable survival strategies. Don't forget to like and subscribe so you never miss life-saving content. Let's start with something most people get wrong. When a winter blackout hits, your instinct is to turn up the heat. But here's the problem. There is no heat anymore. The grid is down, the furnace is silent, and your house is getting colder by the minute. So instead of trying to heat an entire building, survival experts focus on one thing: keeping your body warm. That's where battery-powered heat devices come in. These aren't toys or comfort items. Rechargeable hand warmers, battery-heated gloves, and heated vests deliver direct, personal warmth exactly where your body needs it most. Your chest, your back, your hands, your feet. One charged battery pack can provide several hours of steady heat. And here's the key: you don't need one for every person in your household. A single pack can be rotated among family members, each taking a turn to stabilize their body temperature under blankets. Think of it as a heat relay. When one person's warm pack is depleting, you pass it to someone else. Why does this matter? Because hypothermia doesn't announce itself. It doesn't start with violent shivering. It starts quietly with fatigue, confusion, and foggy thinking as your core temperature slips degree by degree. And that's when it becomes dangerous. The moment you slip a warm pack under your coat, you regain control. You buy yourself critical hours of safety until morning or rescue arrives. Stock rechargeable hand warmers and heated clothing. Keep extra charged battery packs ready. Share devices among family members to maximize their effectiveness. When everything else fails, you don't need to heat the house, you just need to heat yourself. Now, heavy-duty blankets might sound old-fashioned, but they're non-negotiable in a real winter emergency. As the temperature drops, your home can quickly feel more like a cave than a sanctuary. And thin fleece blankets won't cut it. You need wool, military surplus, or modern synthetic versions built for cold survival. Here's the science. Heavy blankets trap air and hold heat. They keep working even if they get damp. Wool, in particular, insulates whether it's wet or dry, and it can last for decades. When a blackout hits, a heavy blanket creates a microclimate under the covers, conserving energy hour after hour. But blankets aren't just for sleeping under. Use them as ground tarps, as extra layers over drafty doors, or as padding for window covers. Keep them rolled and ready for multi-purpose use. Here's what people don't realize. Thin blankets allow heat loss to continue quietly, and that's how hypothermia sneaks up on you. It's especially dangerous for the elderly, the sick, and children. Heavy blankets silently hold the line, keeping your heart beating steady until help arrives. Stock at least 1 or 2 heavy-duty blankets for every person in your home. Prioritize substance over softness. This isn't about comfort, it's about survival. While we're talking about heat retention, let's address the biggest vulnerability in most homes: windows. When the power goes out, most people worry about their heaters, but the real enemy is heat loss. Glass might look solid, but in freezing weather, it's a wide-open door for thermal escape. FEMA and the Department of Energy recommend insulating windows during cold snaps. And here's the good news: you don't need expensive gear. Thick blankets, foam board, cardboard, or plastic sheeting layered with fabric can do the job. Even old quilts, newspaper, and tape can make a significant difference. Properly fitted insulated window covers can cut heat loss by almost half. That's the difference between shivering all night and waking up comfortable enough to function. So here's what you need to do. Prepare window covers in advance. Use whatever materials you have around your home. Seal windows tightly to trap air and block leaks. When the blackout stretches into days, these insulated covers will be the difference between conserving heat or losing it to the night. Now, blankets and window covers are great for conserving heat, but what happens when you need to actually create heat? That's where radiant heaters come in. When the grid collapses, electric heaters become useless, but propane, kerosene, and catalytic radiant heaters are designed for moments exactly like this. They run independently of the grid and deliver heat directly to your body and surrounding space. Modern models come equipped with safety features like oxygen depletion sensors and tip-over shutoffs. These aren't the sketchy heaters from decades ago, but safety is absolutely critical here. Keep heaters at least 3 feet away from curtains or any flammable materials. Ensure proper ventilation in your space. Only refuel when the heater is completely cool, and follow manufacturer guidelines strictly. There's no room for shortcuts with fire. Blankets conserve heat, but radiant heaters create it. In a crisis, flame becomes your ally. So stock propane canisters or kerosene. Learn how to use your heater safely before the emergency hits. Make it part of your emergency plan. That radiant heat might be the single flame that holds off despair during a winter blackout.
While you're generating heat, you need light.
And this is where most people make a mistake. They stock flashlights and LED lamps thinking those will last through a prolonged outage. They won't. But the classic kerosene lamp remains a reliable source of light and comfort. A single fill provides a warm, steady glow for 15 to 20 hours. That's incredible longevity. Beyond just light, a kerosene lamp offers psychological comfort and a touch of warmth in the darkness. You can adjust it for wide or focused light, and you can even amplify it with mirrors if you need to. Kerosene fuel can be stored for years if sealed properly, making these lamps a long-term solution. But again, safety matters. Keep lamps stable and away from flammable items. Store extra wicks and trim them correctly. Ventilate when you're using them. A kerosene lamp is more than a light source. It's a beacon of hope in the darkness. It's proof that you're not helpless. Now, darkness and cold are one challenge, but hunger is another. When the power is down and supply chains freeze, shelf-stable emergency food packs become invaluable. Freeze-dried meals, vacuum-sealed ration bars, retort pouches of stews, rice, or tuna, multi-day kits designed to last 5, 10, or even 25 years. These are your options. The beauty of emergency food packs is that they require minimal preparation, often just water, and they can be eaten cold if necessary. They're balanced for survival, providing calories, protein, and nutrients exactly when your body needs them most. Here's the strategy. Store a variety of foods. Include soups, grains, proteins, and high-calorie bars. Spread supplies across your home, your car, and your go bag, so you're not dependent on one location. Rotate yearly to maintain freshness. FEMA's directive is clear. Stock emergency food packs now, not when the storm is overhead. Because once the emergency starts, the stores will be empty. Now, while you're eating and staying warm, you need to think about cooking. When the kitchen goes dark, most modern appliances become useless. But a multi-fuel camping stove is built for independence. These stoves can run on kerosene, white gas, propane, alcohol, or even small chunks of wood. They don't rely on electric igniters or gas company supply. You set one up safely in a garage, porch, or balcony. You boil water for sanitation. You cook hot meals for warmth and morale. You provide a small but vital source of heat. Fire is life in survival situations, and a multi-fuel stove is portable fire on demand. So choose a stove that accepts multiple fuel types. Store fuel safely and in sufficient quantities. Practice safe setup and operation before the crisis hits, because the last thing you want is to be learning how to use a camping stove when you're freezing and hungry. Here's one of the most overlooked survival tricks: warming from within. A thermal insulated water bottle is more than a trendy accessory. It's a silent, reliable survival partner. These bottles keep hot drinks hot for 8 to 10 hours, providing steady warmth inside your body. And dehydration is a hidden danger in cold weather that people don't think about. They assume cold weather means less dehydration risk. It doesn't. Your body still needs hydration, even when it's freezing outside. Old-timers used simple thermoses to keep water hot through the night. Modern bottles are even more efficient, holding both heat and cold. Keep hot drinks hot for warmth. Prevent melted snow water from freezing when left outside. FEMA approves this tool for its durability, reusability, and ability to provide warmth and hydration in one package. It's simple, but it works. Now, let's talk about body warmers. When the cold creeps indoors, protecting your core body temperature is vital. Body warmers, small chemical packets, or rechargeable versions are among the most effective life-saving tools you can carry. They produce portable warmth exactly where it's needed most. Place them on your chest, spine, or stomach to support your vital organs. Slip them into gloves, boots, or underlayers for deep warmth. Unlike blankets, body warmers generate new heat. Emergency shelters that stocked body warmers have shown lower rates of hypothermia and higher survival rates during winter blackouts. Here's why they're so valuable. They require no electricity, no setup, no maintenance. They're small, lightweight, and easy to stockpile. One packet can last for hours, giving you time to rest, recover, or keep moving. Body warmers transform from comfort items into core survival armor when the power is gone and blankets aren't enough. So here's what you need to understand. Notice how none of these tools are flashy, high-tech, or complicated. They're simple, proven, and chosen for one reason. They work when the grid doesn't. Most people wait until the storm is already here before thinking about preparation. They scramble for blankets and batteries, hoping the power comes back quickly. But by then, it's too late. Survival isn't about reacting. It's about preparing before the crisis begins. Whether it's a multi-fuel stove to keep meals hot, a thermal bottle that locks in warmth for hours, or body warmers that shield your core against freezing nights, each of these items represents more than comfort. They represent independence. Let's walk through how to build your winter emergency kit.
First, assess your needs. Count the number of people in your household. Consider special needs for elderly family members, children, or anyone with medical conditions. Second, gather supplies. You need battery-powered heat devices, heavy-duty blankets, insulated window covers, a fuel-powered radiant heater with fuel, shelf-stable emergency food packs, a classic kerosene lamp with fuel and wicks, a multi-fuel camping stove with fuel, thermal insulated water bottles, and body warmers. Third, store and rotate. Keep supplies accessible and organized.
Rotate food and batteries annually. Test devices and practice safe operation before you actually need them. Fourth, plan for communication and safety. Keep a battery-powered radio for updates. Store extra batteries and matches. Review safety guidelines for heaters and lamps. Here's the reality. Winter blackouts are not a what if, they're a when. Recent years have shown us that intense winter storms are becoming more unpredictable and more severe. Texas, the Midwest, entire regions have found themselves vulnerable to sudden blackouts and plunging temperatures. Families have been trapped, shivering, scrambling for last-minute supplies. Some have even been forced to burn furniture just to stay warm. When that moment comes, you'll want more than good intentions. You'll want the gear that keeps you fed, hydrated, and warm enough to push through. Take FEMA's advice seriously. Gather these tools now. Test them. Store them where you can reach them in seconds. Preparation is the quiet power that turns a potential disaster into a manageable challenge. With these 9 essentials, you can face the harshest winter storms with confidence, knowing your family isn't helpless in the dark. Simple, affordable, effective. These tools are your shield against the cold, your light in the darkness, and your assurance that you'll make it through to the warmth of morning. Winter blackouts aren't a maybe, they're inevitable. The difference between families that survive comfortably and those that struggle comes down to one thing: preparation. These 9 items represent independence, security, and peace of mind. Start gathering them today, because when the power fails, there won't be time to shop. If this video helped you understand what real emergency preparedness looks like, hit that like button and subscribe to Crisis Horizon. Drop a comment telling us which item you're prioritizing first. Let's build a community ready for anything. Stay prepared, stay safe.